Okay, so sort of picking up in the 1.3 notes where we left off. This is the cat dog notes. Okay. I just wanted to point out that we kind of skimmed over this the first time, and this is showing what I call common combinations. So when we're going to start writing proofs, I showed them in two-column form, but even in the flowchart form, right? These are some things that are going to happen a lot. So you have to kind of get used to using these combinations of steps and reasons. Okay. Again, stating that something, whoops, is a linear pair is optional, but you're always going to at least need to say supplementary first, using the postulate, and then 180 by definition of supplementary. Okay, because the postulate uses the word supplementary. Same thing, same idea here, right? Vertical angles. The theorem says if two angles are vertical angles, then they are congruent. It does not say equal, it says congruent. So we need a congruent sign, congruent statement first, vertical angles theorem. Then we can say they're equal by definition of congruent. Now, notice when I use a congruent sign, I just have angle symbols, right? But when I have an equal sign, I have to put the little m's, right? Measure of the angles are equal. Pay attention to that because, like on your test, most of you forgot the little m's in like the angle addition postulate. Measure of an angle plus the measure of an angle equals the measure of another angle. Whenever you're in an equation, you have to be using things that are like numerical, right? So the little m stands for the measure of the angle, not the angle itself, but the measure. Okay, that's important. On your test, I didn't take off points. I put in the little m for you, but I didn't take off points because I hadn't really gone through that difference yet, but now I am. So going forward, you have to know when to put the little m there and when not to put the little m there, okay? And it will, you know, be worth points knowing that difference, okay? So just be careful. When you have a congruent, no little m. When you have equals, we're talking about the measure, so we're going to use the m's there. Okay, so did you guys finish filling in number 5? Okay, so you should have copied exactly your givens. Both of them can go in the first statement because in a 2-column, that's usually what we do. What'd you have for vertical angles theorem? What'd you have right here? Good. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 3 by the vertical angles theorem. Then what? Good. Measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 3 by definition of congruent. Sorry, did I say the wrong thing before? This was vertical angles theorem. This one's definition of congruent. Then we're going to basically go straight to x is 56. What's the reason? Substitution. Which is why we had to go from congruence to equals, because we can't substitute until we have things into an equation. Okay. All right. Then remind me, did we do number 6? Yes. Did we finish it? Okay, so number 6 was just proving x equals 50. I'm pretty sure we finished that. I'm not going to worry about the 2-column proof right now. Number 7 we started but didn't finish, correct? Number 6? Right, I think you were supposed to finish it. I got you all the way up to the point where we were combining like terms. And then you just needed to finish it from there. So that was just going to be algebraic from there. Right, I'm going to post all of these filled in on Google Classroom. So let's go to number 7. Did we start number 7? Okay, so you guys start number 7. Remember to put every given in a box, its own box. You have to draw them. We're officially done with me drawing boxes for you. Okay, all the boxes you have to draw. Really, it's better for you to draw your own boxes because then you can follow your own logic. If you have a series of boxes that I think are logical, you're kind of pigeonholed into thinking the way I think. And really, you'll see. You'll be fine, I promise. Okay, when we look at this diagram, so far we have very limited number of things we've learned. Postulates and theorems and definitions, etc. What do you think is going to be the postulate or theorem that we use for this diagram? Yes, it looks like an angle addition postulate. So we have this given. We have this given. And we want to make a general relationship between these angles, 8, 9, and ABC. Can you give me a general relationship between those? Yep. Good. Measure of angle 8 plus measure of angle 9 equals the measure of angle ABC. Reason? Angle addition postulate. Are we ready to substitute yet? What do we have to be able to substitute? Substitution is only used in equations. So do we have an equation? Yeah, we do. Are we ready to substitute? Yep. Because we have an equation right here, right? That's an equal sign. We're ready to substitute. Okay, so we're going to take all of these things and we're going to kick out the 8 in this equation and we're going to replace it with what's equal to 8, measure of 8, and that's 14x minus 12. Measure of angle 9 is 4x plus 9, and that equals 17x minus 1. Isn't that what I wrote? I think I said measure of angle 9, yep. Okay, reason under this one? Okay, so wait a minute. I heard somebody say definition of supplementary. Nothing here says supplementary, so I can't use definition of it, right? What did we just do? Substitution. We took our equation, we kicked out the 8 and replaced it, we kicked out the 9, replaced it, we kicked out the ABC and replaced it. So this is all substitution. Don't write too big when you're doing these proofs. You gotta squeeze them in. Okay, then we're going to do what? Combine like terms. Now, there might be varying order of the way people do this. I'm going to make this 18x equals 17x plus 7. What did I do to both sides? Added 8. So I'm going to say addition, property of equality. Then I'm going to make this x equals 7. What did I do to both sides? Subtraction. Good. Okay, am I done? No. Why am I not done? Exactly. We haven't quite proven what we're trying to prove yet. How am I going to prove measuring ABC equals 118? See ya? Substitute it in, right. Okay, so watch how we're going to do this. This is going to come down and substitute in, but we also have to have an arrow coming from here. Right? Because that is what we're substituting into. measure of angle ABC. So we're going to write it like this. Measure of angle ABC equals 17 times 7 minus 1. And what's the reason we're going to write? Substitution. Now, very important. I do not want you to show me every step after this. I want you to show me one more. Go straight to the measure of angle ABC equals 118. And the reason we're going to write for that is just simplify. So measure of angle ABC equals 118. I didn't do a good job of spacing this. Reason, simplify. Because at this point, there's no variables left. It's just doing math, basically. I don't need you to show me all of the math. I just want you to put simplify, okay? You have to show the substitution first. Definitely show your plugging in step first, and then simplify, okay? All right, any questions? All right, let's do this next one. There's no diagram. How many givens do we have? 3. All right, put the 3 givens in boxes. Again, I suggest that you write the given first and then put the box around it. Otherwise, you're trying to guess how long your box should be. But please remember that